It's take it as it resonates, and certainly if you are interested in any kind of a read, it by the very end, provide your question, and I'll do it as a follow-up in my next read. I do it by donation, so appreciate anything that you have in terms of questions, but otherwise I'm going to dive right in. Okay, so what's going on with Gemini in the next, well, for the period of January? So I would say, more specifically, I'll try to aim for the 2 week mark here, but in January, what I see here is there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of concern, a lot of anxiety, especially starting out with the Eight of Swords, and that's followed up by the Eight of Wands. So there is a lot of energy here of self-defeatism, that kind of thing. I feel like Nine of Pentacles, you're feeling alone. We've got the Three of Wands, still looking forward. There's something ahead. But the energy kind of speaks to you feeling a little bit sort of lopsided with things, like things aren't really working out. Nine of Wands, there's a self-defeating energy, like I said, and it feels like there's an end of a cycle coming up for you. So it feels like you might be moving into more of a more positive zone here. Now, there is the Six of Pentacles here, which does indicate that there is some support available, some kind of reciprocity or connection, or someone who is going to assist you in some way or assist the situation. But overall, I feel like there's a lot of concern. So yes, I do feel like there is money indicated within the next 2 weeks, but it is going to come with effort, delay, strings attached. It does look like it goes toward practical responsibilities, and it very likely is going to be about discretionary spending. So something like that, but I don't feel like it's extra money or anything like that. It feels like it has to be used in some way. So financial pressure and responsibility for sure in January. I feel like you're carrying a heavy load. So again, money is coming in, but it's meant to reduce the strain, not really kind of create that feeling of luxury or anything like that. So I do feel like it strongly supports the idea that it's going toward your essential expenses, things along that line. Now, as far as a timeline, this Eight of Wands is definitely a fast-track timeline, sudden movement, quick news, something like that. And it is followed up by the Three of Wands here. So I'm going to shift this over. Sorry about the camera deal. But the Nine of Pentacles does indicate that it is something substantial enough that you can work with it. So it's satisfaction shortly after. So something's in motion for sure, but it does indicate days to a couple of weeks, not months. So it's slower cards that modify it, because it is followed out by the like following at the end here. I did pull a few, which are the Seven of Pentacles, and of course I'll pull the other ones through here as well, which are the Four of Swords, like something has been halted, not moving ahead yet. But we do have the Nine of Cups. So Nine of Cups as well as the Nine of Pentacles. Something is going to make you happy here in terms of how things unfold, but it's not yet seen in this energy for January. So it's like something hasn't gone through the channels yet and able for it to be visible. But it is coming. So there is a pause or a wait, something with the Seven of Pentacles. So overall, again, something's not coming instantly, I would say, in this picture here. You are still in that energy of the Eight of Swords. So again, there's something here about a pause before it's released, or a wait because there's a delayed payoff, something like that. There's also mental stress before there's a resolution, and that's what you're looking at here. So the Nine of Cups does indicate satisfaction, but it's still a period of stress and waiting. And this could be 5 to 7 days on the news, but the Eight of Swords, with next to the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Wands, and those are consecutive cards. So it really does indicate to me that there is a feeling of being stuck, or you're worried about something, you're mentally tired, you're holding out, you're being cautious, but it's, kind of a will it or won't it phase show up, that kind of thing. So again, there's movement in phase 2 here in 7 to 10 days. I would say, but for sure it's the High Priestess energy, so it's not quite in an energy where you're going to see it yet. So there's some things that have to happen before there's, confirmation or communication or a notice of some sort. So you may sense it before you see it, but something is already in motion, or it starts to move, but there's a payment that's processing. So the assistance or the approval is there, and it is some kind of a follow through. But again, as far as the rough amount, I would say it's hard to kind of give actual numbers. But I do feel like there is something here of a, it's not large scale, it's not super significant, it's more practical numbers that we're talking about. Might be enough to cover or significantly cover a bill or significantly contribute to something, but it's not really leaving anything extra. So yes, strongly indicated, that it's going towards some kind of responsibility, because we've got 9 of Wands, we've got the 10 of Wands. Sorry, where was it? Sorry, 8 of Swords, 9 of Wands, 8 of Wands. So there is a sense of movement, but again, there's something here about it. There's a bit of a delay. So again, in the next 2 weeks, you might get some news, or there's going to be movement around it, not arriving yet, but 7 to 10 days. So it's probably something around the 14-day mark where there is maybe something moderate that comes in. That is a bit of a relief. So don't give up right before the movement happens. That's what the 9 of Wands is here. But you do have something that is going to change things for sure and allow for some support. So again, to keep things stable for you. So I feel like you have some pressure that's kind of building here, but again, there is something that you have to wait for. There's nothing you're going to be able to do to make that move ahead with the 7 of Pentacles. You are going to likely feel it before you see it, but again, the 9 of Cups is here, but there's a halt, there's a wait. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight, guys. But in the meantime, I do feel like there's a little bit of help in support of how you're moving forward with it, but there is a definite delay with the money for something that you were expecting. Keep moving forward. Never give up. It's not how good you are. It's how good you want to be. So there you go. That is, and Happy New Year, guys. So we'll see you in the next read, and I'll try to do something a little more broad and general. But as far as like love life and all the rest of that, or relationship status, or however, things around how you feel about things and best advice. But for now, this is what you've got for January for your finances.